Hello, I can't believe it is the 15th of December. How did the month gone? Well, how did this year just passed away? I don't know, but every year we say, oh my gosh, it is so going so fast. Well, I never felt anything gone as fast as this year. I guess we are moving on into a different dimensions. But anyway, as it is the time of the season and the holidays, and I want to share something with you. And if you read my book, you probably read it already, but a story that happened 15 years ago. I got divorced. I had to kick my husband out of the house. Um, if you read the book, you will know why. You'll know the story. We all go through it, and I never used to think that anybody really could do something like that. But I was so naive and so believed that everybody have this goodness in their heart and they fear God and they don't want to do anything wrong. And you know what? Surprise, surprise, we should believe, but we shouldn't really trust. And it's taken me a long time to learn how to trust. We need to trust in our inner self, our inner intuition, our trusting on working on ourselves and believing in a divine energy that's in us, guiding us and helping us is totally different than thinking those other people are like that. We all different and we all on this journey. My book fell off. Oh boy, I wonder why. Interesting. So anyway, 15 years ago, it was really difficult because I was in shock of what happened. At the same time, I had to hire a lawyer, and it was really a hard time going through the process of so many things. This is my Andy. Oh, he came here to be present with us. My baby boy. And that year, well, things happened like late in the middle of the year. And that year, the end of the year, I really didn't have the money. I was struggling with the kids, was paying my lawyer, I hate to have any debt, and I hate to use my credit cards. So here I am. This is the second time my book fell. There is a meaning to that, and I'm not sure what. If you got something, please write me. Let me know. What is it that came to your mind? Or maybe the untethered soul is the book behind it, and let me see, A New Earth for Eckhart Tolle. Those are great two books, and maybe one of you need to read these books, one or the other. Okay, so it is The Untethered Soul and A New Earth. Good luck. If you have any other meaning for that, let me know. But anyway, I went shopping. I could only save $150. $150 for 4 kids. And I'm thinking, what am I gonna buy for $150? It's really not easy. Even things were cheaper then, right? It's not 15 years ago, it's not as expensive as now. But still, I want to have 3 gifts for each child. So I went to Kmart at that time, and I spent hours in the store trying to figure out how can I buy 3 gifts for each child. And I was so much under stress. He molested my girls. And I was in shock. And I didn't get mad that easy. I mean, I was processing the stuff. And at the same time, going to court and proving to them I'm a fit mother. I am going to take care of my kids. And and they think as a Middle Eastern woman, I'm gonna give. Uh, I'm gonna give up and just follow him. And but anyway, a lot of stress and pain and going on with all of us and my kids, and going through therapy and trying to process the stuff. And I finally come up with $149 and something cents, so I make it exactly to the 150, right? I got to the parking lot, I got to the car, and I left everything in the basket and the whatever you call it. I left it right in the parking lot, got in my car, picked my purse. I didn't forget my purse. I picked my purse, sat in the car, and came home. I came home, I was in a hurry because I was refinancing the house, and the lady had to do some inspection, and I used the same lady that come and spray my house every couple months. So I came in, and she was here, and in the middle of the inspection, I screamed. And I ran outside to the car, and the gifts weren't in the car. And I sat and I cried. I sobbed. I didn't cry. I sobbed. I couldn't stop. All what happened in the last few months, all what happened for the years and the years and the years that passed, I sat and I cried. Just to remember those days make me cry. And how many women go through that? Well, I the harder part was I couldn't remember how I left those gifts in the cart and walked away. I couldn't remember how I picked my bag. I couldn't remember how I checked out of the register. I couldn't remember nothing. I was so blanked off. So the lady sat down, and she's wonderful. She's still calm. She does my inspections, my spraying and my termite inspection yearly. And she's a wonderful woman. She sat and she said, "Don't worry, everything gonna be okay. Go and see, maybe they're still there." So I sat in the car and I drove back to Kmart. Got in the parking lot. I parked into the first lot, and the cart was still there. I mean, this is a Christmas, like 2-3 days before Christmas. It was packed, and the space that the parking spot that I had my car in, it was the first one close to Kmart. Nobody parked in there. It was amazing. We're talking about half hour, 40 minutes passed. So I was shocked, and all the way going there, I said, "God, I always try to do what is right, and don't let nobody touch those gifts, please." And I begged him all the way going there not to let no one touch those gifts. So I got there, they were there. I brought them home. I got home, the lady called me, and she said, "What happened?" I said, "I found them. Nobody touched them." So she said, "Yola, can I offer your kids a gift? I want them to pick what they want. Don't even think about the money. Can I offer that to your family?" And I never, that was hard. How can somebody, I don't want pity, but at that time, even the gift I bought is not what my kids wanted, because I had to buy little cheap gifts, right? So I told her what the kids want. I accepted, and I said, I'm going to do it. And I'm going to do it from a heart that's full of gratitude. I'm not going to do it with shame. So when somebody going to give you something, take it, because this is a blessing to them. And what happened from that is the most amazing part. Few days, just with the Christmas Eve, they called me and they said, please come to our home. I'm gonna give you my address. Do not bring kids with you and make sure the car is fully empty. And I'm thinking, why? I mean, my car is empty, but it's like, wow, what is going on? So I reached there and they said, we went out with some friends and everybody want to give gifts. So everybody, 10 couples got together and they got gifts for my kids. So each kid of my kids opened 10 gifts that night. Plus there were bags and bags of stuffed animals, of little toys, little stuff that they could use. And I have to tell you, I mean, that was the most beautiful Christmas. I just couldn't believe, and where am I going to hide all these gifts? So we came home, and for 12 days before that, this is what made the Christmas even better. 12 days before that, 12 days of Christmas, somebody played at the 12 days of Christmas. The first day of Christmas, my elves gave to me a pear from a partridge tree. So they'll come knock on the door, leave the pear. It's a little simple thing that didn't cost nothing, with a scroll and with a bow, and they leave it at the door and they run and hide, or they get in the car and run away. By the time we get to the door, we couldn't figure out who it was, and it kept us every night. My kids were every night waiting for those people to come, whoever was playing that game with us. And they will sleep on the couch, in the living room, because the living room is more closer to the front door, waiting for the people, to catch the people. We never did. But that made a huge, big difference. That made Christmas for us. And at that Christmas, I told the kids, I said, there are so many people out there going through very hard time. We're going to pick 2 families, no matter what we're going through. We're going to play this game, the 12th day of Christmas, to them. My kids were so excited. So we did it. You have no clue. I'm a dental hygienist. So I have people come to my chair and they tell me things. And some people are fine and some people going through very hard time, or cancer, or death, or whatever going on. Devastating stuff. And I picked 2 families. And no matter where they live and how far they live, we played the 12th day of Christmas to them. So you guys, I cried. I got pretty emotional in here. But what I want to tell you, let me see, let me put it this way. Don't I look better this way? Christmas is not just to get gifts. Christmas is to give. And I can go on and tell you stories of what I received and how much I gave, and how much blessings it brought to my life to be able to give. So when somebody gives you something, take it, because one day you are going to be able to give somebody else, and you're going to make a big difference in their heart and in their life. This is 15 years ago. This was the worst Christmas ever. I thought it's going to be. And I kept telling the kids, we have each other and we are free and we alone and we happy and nobody can really hurt us no more. But you know what ended up being? It ended up being so many people who brought so many blessings to our life at that time, and from that time on, it kind of rotate and it grow and it pass on and pass on and pass on, and you have no clue how many people are doing the 12th day of Christmas because I did it, because those people, that family did it for us, and whoever did it for them, it made a big difference. It's not about the money, because I remember I budgeted $24, $30 for this. That's it. Because every day, that was the song, I just picked something to go with the song, you know? And it was a blessing for me, blessing for those people, blessing for many people to come, because it's kind of rippled. If the act rippled is like a butterfly flying in Mexico, and the ripple effect of it just spread all over. And this is what happened with love. You do it, you do what you can, you give what you can with love, and believe me, it ripple, even if it doesn't show right away. Those people that brought us all those gifts, I didn't have a place. Under my Christmas tree was filled on my fireplace in the family room. It was filled with toys. I just, even my dogs, one of those people were a vet, and my dog got a visit for free at the vet place. So, Christmas is here, you guys. Make it happen, whatever it is. Bake some cookies, whatever it is you can do, even if it is nothing, and you went and gave somebody a hug and tell them Merry Christmas. Just the effort of thinking to make somebody happy, make a big difference. It's time for our coffee cup coaching. Okay. I'm looking at the bottom of the cup. And the bottom of the cup, you have this space that's tired, drained. This is always the bottom of the cup is the past, okay? So the past few weeks were hard. Even we come in a little better, we still didn't pass that energy yet. See, we're moving into a different dimension, and it is really taking so much effect on us. This year has been very challenging for all of us. But we come into a place where we're gonna break through that. So hang on, another week, and we're gonna be there. So hang on, but it's always the Christmas spirit, make things lighter. I mean, make things. It depends on you. If you're gonna sit down and be grouchy about the money, well, it is not gonna be lighter. So you know what? It is not about the money. And I learned something. Money is energy. And I used to fear so much that I wouldn't have the money for this or for that. If I am in debt, oh my gosh, I'll have anxiety attack because I am in debt. Because I have some money on my credit card that I cannot pay it all at one time at the end of the month. Now, this is a Taurus. I'm a Taurus, I'm an earth sign, and I think this make a big difference, But it doesn't have to be an earth sign. All of us, we go through this. If we can understand that money is energy, and the feeling of thinking that energy, that you have it, and you have abundance of it, and you live in abundance. Excuse me. I just burned some frankincense. If you have the affirmation, the knowledge, the knowing that you are in abundance, then you are. And money flow. I'm amazed. I think it was too much I burned. But money flow, it depends on you and how you feel about it. So if you don't feel this way, maybe there is you need to sit down and ask that the universe will bring something to you so you'll understand what I'm saying more. Because We have no time to sit down and talk about this now. But the face is someone tired, drained. And then I have um, like two people on each side holding heart in their hand. Um, one on this side and one on the other, and it's like getting out of that drag, not a draggy, it's more like sad face, you know. So I guess we went through quite a bit, and finally, because of love, you communicating more. Maybe it is you and your spouse, you and your children, maybe you and your family. It doesn't matter, your friends, your work, whatever. Everything coming back. There is a heart in the middle. Everything getting to feel better, and you kind of communicating more through love. And go up and above that, um, you're sitting down. It could be you, it could be not all of you, maybe this pertain to one of you, some of you. This person sitting down on a chair and leaning their head, okay? It's like they are so relaxed or they are listening to something, but they're leaning on the camel, on a camel. And this camel, well, I looked, it's like, wow, a camel. A camel they use in the desert for, um, you know, to move to for transportation. They use it because it is the only animal that can last for 24 hours without drinking. It's strong, it's a patience, it endures so much, it brings so much. It's a spiritual animal. It is calm and easygoing. It is not an animal that gets mad and hurt and angry. The camel is very spiritual animal. And you know, you guys, I want to stress with the camel because it is so important. As I start to think about the camel, um, the camel, because of the slow motion, you know, if you do yoga, if you do tai chi, if you do qigong, it is the slow motion. The slower you are, the more the energy flow, right? If you do aerobics and Zumba, no, it is not. It is aerobic and it is good for the body, but it doesn't it doesn't bring awakening. It is like the slow motion. It's what bring the awakening to us. And the camel, it help us awaken and make us more intuitive. See things, awaken our eye chakra, awaken our clairvoyance. Um, um, the clairvoyance part of us. Um, the camel too, because it's a slow motion. It is in a slow motion. And I find when I do qigong, and I do qigong every morning, sometimes I miss or something happen and I'm in a hurry and I don't. But I realize that all the day I am really not centered. So when I practice Qigong, that is slow motion, when I am in slow motion, when I sit in quietness, when I sit in the stillness and meditate, when I move with that slow motion and it moves my energy around my body very slowly, and it helped me center, it helped me get in balance, it helped me really think about more of what I want instead of being agitated and everything make me angry, you know, or upset, or you know. So it is very important. The camel is telling us a lot of things, you know. The camel doesn't need to drink. It can go 24 hours without the drinking, or maybe even more, you know. But you know what that tell you? That tell you a lot about the inner resources that we have. We have so much inside of us that we need to tap in. When we are on the go, on the go, on the go, we're not making the time for us to tap into those inner emotions and inner resources that we have, inner gifts, inner abilities to create creative ideas. And you know, I mean, there is so much in us that we really don't tap into. And the camel, this is a big calling for all of us. If I sat in here and talked for 15 minutes about the camel and don't look about nothing else in the cup, there is so much said about the camel in here, you know, that you can sit and think about it, okay? And but then what tell me too is because that face that is so down and so sad and so dark, and like we went through this dark cloud for a few months. I mean, it has been a few months. It has not been easy. And then we rising with love from it. And when I see you or me or anybody sitting down leaning on the camel, it is only telling me that, and this is now, this is in the now, because now we are above that darkness in the bottom, and through love we are able to rise, and we are now in the middle, and this. It just tell me we're going through the change. We're going through a lot of changes, and the camel, it is not but that help us and give us a protection. Because sometimes when we're going through changes, we are in fear, and we are in anxiety, and we don't know, we're not sure, and we don't want to feel this way, and we get so trapped into our emotions that we have no clue how to get out of it and what is the lesson. So it takes us a long time, and we repeat and repeat and repeat the same lesson, and we end up in the same place. So sometimes it's just sitting in a stillness, meditating, or doing qigong, tai chi, yoga. It is only an act of love toward yourself, because this is the only way you are going to really tap into your physical and spiritual journey, and able to distinguish between the negative and the positive, and how you are going to get in balance. You know, I have to tell you, last month it was, I was so going out of my mind. There's so much going on. But I allowed myself to get trapped with the emotions. Everybody getting trapped with that negative emotion. When you're working with everybody and it is so many negativity, you end up, if you allow yourself, and I'll tell you how I allowed myself. I didn't do qigong every day. I was so stressed out, I couldn't even get up in the morning to go walk my dogs every day, which I do every day, no matter what. So there are days that I'll skip. And qigong, I'll say tomorrow. The night come, I'll say, well, I got to do it tonight because this morning I didn't. Well, I'll say, oh, I'm just so tired, I want to sleep, I'll do it tomorrow. So I will take 2-3 days before I'm able to do qigong again, or be able to get centered, because I allowed all that energy. It's like I had to stop and get centered, and I couldn't, because I was so, the energy inside of me, everybody, I absorb everybody energy, and so many things going on that I got trapped into it. And I had to, the camel is what I leaned on, that I know this is what is going to bring my survival out of that hectic energy that I was in. And I have to tell you, toward the end of last week, it started to get brighter and lighter. And I knew, at least I am aware, that I was out of balance. And I know what I wasn't doing. I need to do it regular, daily. And which I do for so many years. I've been doing that. But sometimes we get trapped and we do. Life is not easy. So many things happen at one time. It drain us. And I'll tell you, last month I slept for 10 hours at a time, 9, 10 hours. I couldn't believe that I slept for that long. But you know what? I listened to my body. And if my body needed it, then I am going to sleep it. And it is okay sometimes to let go. And it is okay if the dish is in the sink. And it is okay if the floor is dirty. And it is okay if the clothes need to be folded. You know what? I slept. And I needed it. And I took the time and I just pampered myself. Sleeping is pampering ourselves. Anyway, and you know, the camel too, it help us it teach us of endurance. And the camel is a new journey we're taking. And I think we all are heading off to a new journey. We all are sick and tired of what happened this year. And we all have new ideas. We all are sick and tired of corporate America. We all are sick and tired of the stress of the low emotional people around us. We all, many of us already decided we need a new change. So the camel, again, it teaches us of endurance, patience, humility. Just make sure when you are getting aware of all that, what is happening around you, make sure not to hurt somebody else and put them down, because we are so easy to jump to and say what we want to say. I do. I call some people at my work slow pokes, and you know, and I said it in a laughing manner, but you know what? It probably hurted them, and I didn't think it twice about it. And me, from all the people, I'm telling you, be careful not to do it. You know why? Because I've been through it, so I know. So be careful. Be careful when you come into your awareness, not to judge too fast, you know, not to let your mouth open up and speak too fast. Okay, now, some of you meeting somebody. I cannot really sit down because we went too long with this video. I don't want to, I know some people, you know, don't have the time to, for all this, but I see you rising above everything. It's like you are in the air. It's like there is something gonna happen, and soon, something gonna happen, and you're just floating. You're just floating in the air. It's like you're so happy that things are coming your way. I see you in here with wing, and the wings are just floating like this, and you're looking up, and you're just like a kite flying up. But then I see I could say like an angel or a guide behind that floating person, the floating wings, you know, with the hands up and having the hand right on the head. So it's like someone watching over you. The change is coming. The new year hopefully will be a better year for all of us. But my friends, remember that there is always your guides right there watching you. You can communicate with your guides if you are vibrating at a higher level. See, they cannot come, they watch you, but they cannot communicate with you clearly. Or I can say, maybe you cannot hear them clearly because you're not vibrating at their level. So if you can lift yourself up with your vibration, lift up your vibration. And usually meditation helps us do that, or being in the woods, on the beach, or the places that really uplift us and make you, it feels so good. That by itself lift up your energy. It just, if the beach does it for you, if the wood does it for you, go in there and just deep breathe and just state what you're grateful for. Just state your gratitude for this life. What is it? Look at the little things in your life to be grateful for. That will lift your vibration right away. And believe me, if you want to talk to your guides, you're going to listen. You're going to get the answer. If you listen, you get the answer and you can hear it. I promise you that. And let me know if it did happen and if you did try it. And there is a lot in the cup. There is a lot in the cup. But, you know, you lean in at somebody's back. Both of you sitting down, you holding each other back, or you protecting each other. So I guess relationships getting better, or you meeting someone and one sign, and I'm guessing maybe sometime this week, you know. But there is so much in here. It is so much. So if you want a coffee cup coaching done just for you, contact me. But I got to stop now, because if I keep saying what's inside this cup, it is going to take us forever. And I'm like, the more I look and the more I see, and it's like, wow, you know. So next week is a Christmas, and I think Hanukkah just passed. I'm not sure, though. Don't hold me responsible for that. But I know it happened at the same time, a week before or a week after, or, you know. So there are so many holidays and so many different religious and views, and everybody celebrate their own thing around this time of the year. So you guys enjoy it, be ready, be happy, don't be grumpy, and life is good. And don't be stressed with the money, because money flow. If you flow with it, the money will flow. And believe me, it will always be in between your hands, always in abundance. You just have to learn how to do it. So connect with your guides, raise your vibration. If you need help, contact me. My website is in the bottom of this, so find me and contact me. And I'll see you next week before Christmas. So Tuesday next week, or maybe this weekend, if I have the time, I will do our next week coffee cup coaching, and hopefully we'll come with something special for this Christmas time. Take care.